But you know who is the real hero?
Who?
Joe Rogan. That's the real hero. Listen, I have a level of respect for this man.
Yeah.
Because
I remember the last time he was talking.
Yeah, you know, people like say, "Oh, he's a super Joe Rogan fan or whatever." But no, I have a level of respect because when he had to turn up the heat, he turned up the heat. And I being honest, I would like to have that kind of conviction and that kind of confidence.
But I think in this case, it was easy for him. It was easy. CNN gave him a layup. I'm just surprised that Sanjay went on the show. Mm-hmm. I think if that was you and Sanjay came on the show, you'd do the same thing.
Not at this stage.
Why? What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't think.
No, because for him to come on the show, it would mean that you have some sort of
a clout.
Yeah, some sort of clout. So if you're sitting there face to face and you could confront somebody from the organization that was, perpetuating untruths about you, then, or promoting, I should say, untruths about you, then yeah, you'd go after him. I think I would go after him. I think in this case, Sanjay gave him a layup by coming on the show.
So let's take in a little clip of Joe Rogan and how he handled one of CNN's journalists and
yes,
and
the chief medical correspondent, yeah.
Right?
So for you, Joe Rogan,
yes,
I would say you've had it.
Yes.
So now get one shot of the vaccine.
No.
Why not?
Because I have better immunity than I would if I was vaccinated. Right?
Yes.
Don't I?
I think your immunity is really good.
So why, if I've already gotten through COVID and I was really only sick for a day, and then 5 days later I was negative, and I do have the natural antibodies now, why would I take a chance in getting vaccinated on top of that?
By the way, I'm glad you're better. I'm glad it only lasted a day.
You're probably the only one at CNN that's glad.
No. We're not.
The rest of them are all lying about me taking horse medication.
Hold on. Here, I think he came there a bit frightened, boy, if you understand what I'm saying.
Who, Sanjay?
Yeah, he came there because...
Well, he said he was in a kind of a, I guess you could call it an op-ed he wrote afterwards. I don't know where it was published, but he kind of wrote an article about the visit to Joe Rogan Studios, and he said he was actually afraid that Joe Rogan would have choked him or something like that. So maybe he was physically afraid.
Because he tried to make everything very light. And then he kind of started, well, yeah, your immune system real good, like, you understand?
But there's some key elements there I want to press on.
Talk about that.
That bothered you.
It should bother you too. They're lying at your network about people taking human drugs versus drugs for veterinary.
Calling it a horse dewormer is not a flattering thing. I get that.
It's a lie. It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that's a willing. That's a lie that they're conscious of. This is not a mistake.
Yeah.
They're unfavorably framing it as veterinary medicine.
Well, the FDA put this thing out. You saw that. Did you see that thing that the FDA put out?
This thing.
You see what he did there? Joe Rogan is asking him about what CNN said, right?
Yeah.
And all of it, you saw what
FDA.
What had to do with this? Don't try to, because he wants to get out of this. I don't know why he thought he would have been able to. That's what I'm saying. I'm still surprised he went on the show, because I don't know how he expected to leave there without being confronted like this. But trying to divert the attention, like, no, CNN didn't do nothing wrong. Look at what the FDA did. It's like, what? Go ahead.
Yeah, put out.
It was a tweet, and it was snarky. I admit it. They said, "You are not a horse. You are not a cow. Stop taking this stuff," or something like that.
Why would you say that when you're talking about a drug that's been given out to billions and billions of people? A drug that was responsible for one of the inventors of it making the
Nobel
Prize in 2015.
Yeah.
A drug that has been shown to stop viral replication in vitro. You know that, right? Why would they lie and say that's horse dewormer? I can afford people medicine, motherfucker. This is ridiculous. It's just a lie.
I don't think anyone is thick.
But don't you think that a lie like that is dangerous on a news network when you know that they know they're lying? You know that they know that I took medicine. Like, here it is. This is ivermectin.
You got
this
it with
right
you.
Here. Somebody gave it to me.
All right, hang on. The thing is, we're like going so fast. Like I feel like
Yeah, you man that sound like Elmer Ford, you know. I say, but
my children, and you shall hear.
We're going so fast. I want to stick on something else. No, we're not going. We're not going to stick on anything
especially
else.
when they come in more place.
Yeah.
If you was on CNN, you could have done
Well,
that.
of course.
Yeah,
on
but-
CNN, he wouldn't have been even able to
Yeah.
talk for so long.
Right? But in my place.
Not here.
I'm missing.
Do you think
I want
that's a problem that your news network
was not-
lies?
Well, I don't.
Dude.
What did they say?
They lied.
What did
They
they
said
say?
I was
What did they
taking
say?
horse dewormer. First of all, it was prescribed to me by a doctor.
Yeah.
Along
They
with
shouldn't have said
a
it was
bunch of
If-
other
if it was-
medications.
if you got a human pill, because there were people that were taking it, the veterinary medication, and you're not, obviously. You got it from a doctor, so that it shouldn't be called that. Ivermectin can be a very effective medication for parasitic disease, and as you say, it's probably, I think what, 250 million people have taken it around the world. I get
more.
that.
Man say, how you don't know?
Yeah.
How you don't
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
What the statistics are?
He's now relying on Joe. As you just said, it's 250 million people or whatever.
Right?
Well, I think what Sanjay was trying to say is 250 million people have been prescribed it, but billions of doses have been taken. So they may be in both of them might be correct there.
I think he's self-efficient because I'm pretty sure there are plenty places where you don't need a prescription for ivermectin, like Trinidad. So then you wouldn't be able to count.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure there are plenty other places.
The manufacturers would give statistics on their sales.
Right. So that was it. So you'd have a better idea. You'd have a better idea.
And when it was still under patent, I think Merck used to keep track of the amount of sales because they would present it in the reports.
No, but what's it? So you get idea of the sales, but you wouldn't necessarily get idea the amount of people
who took it. Right.
But but how people display figures. We try to call the smaller figure to kind of
of course,
to kind of discredit.
Of course, and that's why Joe Rogan kind of call him on it.
So
way more billions of people have taken it.
Can I just come back to the one I want to talk about? Two things on
you
the
have
ledger.
You have before we get to that. Does it bother you that the news network you work for out and out lied, just outright lied about me taking horse dewormer?
They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. I think if we play the part with the actual news clip, the CNN news clip, you might get in trouble. So I think you could stop it there, right? Now, the thing is, right? The reason why I love this clip because I tell people all the time. We talk about it all the time, and I try to tell people all the time what you see on. Not just CNN. I mean, he's picking on CNN here. And to be fair, CNN was not the only news
but
outlet.
I guess, and that's what we had here.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we had there. So he's picking on CNN there, right? But a lot of what you see on mainstream media is not necessarily news. Sometimes, in my opinion, it's outright propaganda, and other times it's just plain, straight, shitty journalism, right? One news outlet reports it. It sounds good to another, so they just pick it up and they run with it. They don't investigate. They just, okay, well, that's what they say. Now, a lot of people might probably say, and they tell me this a lot, like, why are you worried about CNN? You living in Trinidad, right? A lot of people might be watching this now and saying, but why you care about Joe Rogan and Sanjay Gupta? And that's the media in Trinidad. Why? The reason why that's so important and why it drives me crazy that people still think that they're watching news when they're looking at things like CNN is that here in this country, we don't have the media houses here don't have the resources to do first-hand journalism when it comes to international stories. So they just essentially all international, what we report here as international news just comes from sources like CNN. And so when CNN puts out a report and you as a local journalist thinks, oh, well, this is as good as this is as good as gold. This is the kind of bullshit that you're reporting.
I have a different spin on it.